Hello everyone, welcome back to the Essential SQL series. Today we are going to learn about a concept in SQL known as database. Now to begin with database, first let's know what's data. Data is a collection of facts and figures. Everybody has been taught this as a basic in their schooling. Now what is a database? It's an organized collection of data uh, so that it can be easily accessed and managed. What does it mean is, let's say you have data in the form of tables. Each table has rows and columns, and you can have multiple tables in a database. Now, when they are collected in a single place, it is called a database. It becomes easier to access them and manage them in a singular location. And the overall design of a database is called a schema. Schema is nothing but more like a skeleton or the structure of the database. And if you put it out in a figure, it represents how the entire database looks like logically. Now, the most commonly used schema in a database is used called as star schema. Now, what star schema stands for is there will usually be one fact table and multiple dimension tables related to it. Now, what is a fact table is, let's say you have a payroll system, and in that you have monthly payroll processing. Now, let's say it is being stored in a table wherein your name, your employee ID, your important details which are common, and your monthly payroll or monthly salaries stored as a table. So for each row, you will have your name, employee ID, personal details, and then your month name and the amount of salary you're getting. So this is a singular table, but there are certain important information like your personal information, which is also there in this table. Now the two challenges with this is, one, it is taking up unnecessary space because this is not going to change and it's a common information. So every time you add that to a row, it simply ends up taking a lot of space. And more importantly, there is also security concern because let's say you don't want someone to view your PII data or personal data. It is available in this table and can be viewed by anyone. So for avoiding that, we have a fact table or a schema concept wherein, let's say, the fact table will store your personal information which could be accessed by your employee ID name, and the dimension table might have your employee ID, month, and your salary. Now, if anybody wants to access the personal information, and if they have access to it, they can simply create a relation between that dimension table and fact table and fetch your data there. But if they don't want, they can simply query the dimension table and get the basic information. So that's the importance or benefit of having a star schema, to reduce the redundancy in data. Now the question comes about what is DBMS, what is RDBMS. DBMS is database management system, RDBMS is relational database management system. What are the key differences between them? DBMS is usually stored in a file format, and RDBMS in the data is stored as tabular format. And in DBMS, usually like the data is not hosted on a server. You might not even be using SQL to query the data. There is low security, and it usually supports singular user. And the capacity of DBMS is usually not very high. However, when it comes to RDBMS, the data is usually stored in a server, accessible to multiple users, high level of security to grant access, and the software hardware requirements are usually higher. And what this course will cover is mostly the concepts of RDBMS, wherein we'll start querying a single table, then we'll start connecting with multiple tables, fetching the data using a dummy RDBMS database. That's all for this video. Thank you.